In the interest of getting you guys out of the heat, and myself as well, we'll try to follow the John Harbaugh 3 breeze. We'll be bold, brief, and brilliant. So let's do this.
So you've been in some pressure situations, but yesterday, knowing that your kick could end practice early, do you feel the pressure when you have that on you?
Absolutely. I would say that's one of the top high pressure moments that you can experience at any level of football. To be able to send the guys in early, especially on a really hot day. Considering the alternative, if we all had to stay out here another 40 minutes, I would have been public enemy number one in that locker room, and I certainly don't want that. It's great that Harbs gives us those opportunities. It's great that truly we get to work on putting ourselves in a high stakes moment like that. As silly as it may sound, the feelings are very similar to when you're lining up that kick to walk off a game. So, thanks to Harbs for giving us the opportunity, and more than anything, thanks to Harbs for throwing us a bone and letting us get out of practice a little bit early yesterday. That was quite nice of him.
Did Pepe have a change of heart? It seems like he went from maybe rapping you a little bit to hugging after the card. I've seen you kick that.
I think more than anything, Pepe seems like he's a high energy guy, and he's. Just getting to talk to him a couple of mornings at the lunch table, the breakfast table. He's got this great energy about him, this great air about him. Humble, confident, happy. All the things that we're all encouraged to be here. We're encouraged to let our light shine. Within the framework of something bigger than ourselves, and Pepe no doubt fits right into that mold, and we're happy to have him.
Justin, how's Jordan acclimating to the way that you guys do things in that group, and what dynamic have you seen between him and Sam?
Yeah, so the first part of that question, Jordan is doing an excellent job drinking from the fire hose, so to speak. We've thrown so many detail things at him. I liken it to breaking him down into a puddle, just mud, so we can, build him and he can build himself up into a little clay pot. And it's hot enough, we might as well put the pot in the kiln and get him really ready to go for week one when it really, really matters. But Jordan is doing an excellent job of being coachable, just being the athlete that we all know him to be. And he's come quite a long way in a very short period of time. And the dynamic between him and Sam and really all of us out here, when we're working separately from the rest of the team, when we're out there working on snaps, holds, and kicks, the value that Sam is able to add to our operation and what we do on a typical practice day, and even in the meeting room, watching our own video and evaluating from a place of he's been there and done that at in every single circumstance that you could possibly imagine, and he's done it really, really well. So to have that experience, from the inside out, now he's able to take the 10,000-foot view and apply all of that to what we're doing now. The value that Sam has added to our operation has been, it's immeasurable. So I'll leave it at that.
Do you have a very specific way that you want the ball held every single time, and it's just getting Jordan to the point of doing that 100% of the time, just like Sam used to do it?
It really is. Some kickers have a different approach where, depending on the wind or the field or whatever it may be, the hold may be slightly different. One hold may be slightly different than the next, and that's their preference. The way I like to kick the ball, the way I like our operation to be, I like it to be the same every single time. I like the lean of the ball to be just so, almost straight up and down as far as, going up and down the field, and then slightly leaned toward Jordan. And that's pretty typical of most kickers. But the way we operate, where we trust Jordan to use his hands as a holder, we don't, encourage a guy to catch the ball in the body, because when he's able to see the ball out here, I'm able to see the ball out here. I see the ball from Nick's fingertips all the way to Jordan's hands, where ideally he's catching the ball after just so many rotations from Nick's hands. He's catching it with the laces here, and we refer to that as 12 o'clock laces. The goal is to replicate that time and time and time again, so much so that it's boring watching us kick field goals because we're doing the same thing every single time. And hopefully that means we're making a lot of kicks. To answer your long story still long, yes, I have a very specific way I like to do things, it all kind of started for me with Jerry Rosberg and even before him, Morton Anderson, but Randy Brown, really helping us hone in this operation. And now you throw Sam into the mix. I mean, one could say there might be too many cooks in the kitchen, but thanks for laughing at that. But it's not like that at all. It really is the more the merrier, and everything that we're working toward is to give us those good end results.
I know you have a routine that you stick to. How much do you adjust it as you get into the year? Like in terms of like today you weren't kicking in the thing, and sure you closely monitor the number of kicks each week. Is it fewer as you get older a little bit in your career, or is you still kick the same number of balls each week?
Thanks, Jeff, for letting me know that I am getting a little bit older. I tend to hear that more frequently now that I'm on the other side of 30. But the short answer is yes, there are adjustments that have to be made. And I think you hit it right on the head. It's basically, it's like being a pitcher. You got to watch your pitch count. You're using kind of like, similar joints and tendons and muscles and ligaments and all that stuff. It's just, like from the hip instead of the shoulder. So, it's become a little bit more of a, there has been a little bit more of an emphasis recently, but this training camp is a little bit more specific because there are only the 3 specialists as opposed to, as of right now, as opposed to having, another kicker or another punter or another snapper or whatever it may be. So ultimately, it's still the same principle of focusing on the quality over the quantity.
I don't know if you saw it, but it's been written recently that Justin Tucker is going to be a surefire Hall of Famer one day when it's all said and done. When you hear that, what do you think?
Oh, I appreciate you saying that. I really try to think about. I really try not to think about that stuff. I really try to make it a point to take it one kick at a time. That's something that I heard from my agent coming out of college. And it's some of the best advice I ever got. Right next to my grandfather when I was trying out for the high school varsity team at Westlake in Austin. He said, Justin, just kick the damn ball. So between those 2 principles, less is more, simple is better, I guess. It really is more of my focus is much more on just taking it one kick at a time, one practice at a time, one game at a time. And, the individual honors are really cool. And you can turn those into, a career, and you can turn those into a great life for your family. All of those wonderful blessings. But the only way I feel like I can even get to that point where people are saying nice stuff like that about me, they're not even just saying it about me. They're saying it about us. They're saying it about what the Ravens specialists and their coaches have been able to put together as a whole, collectively. So yeah, I think about it as oh, that's nice, but I still got to take it one kick at a time, and there's a lot more than just me kicking the ball. We make kicks every once in a while. I let one get away from me. Even if Jordan doesn't get it down exactly how I like, it's still me. I kick the ball, but no, I really just try to take it one at a time. All right, guys.